Hello, today we are going to have a look at Fort Gael, Jail, from a level design and world design perspective. Approaching the fort, we again see we have a staircase here leading to the entrance, which is usually closed, but I've already opened it. So, staircase means easier to defend, harder to attack, but also harder to carry up stuff you want to get into the fort itself. Let's go the way that the level design intends, because we now have to go on top of this nonsensical platform, which, yes, it is nonsensical, because why would this thing exist? Then let's drop down onto these stone and root thingies over here to get to this platform over here, which is guarded by this spear dude, which looks kind of brain dead to me. From here we have the opportunity to jump off on top of these thingies over here. But let's get into Fort Jail itself. We have to climb a ladder to get access to Fort Jail, which is interesting level design wise. Nice little hidden secret. Maybe not that well hidden, but from a world design perspective, this ladder makes basically no sense. Maybe as an emergency exit. But maybe, just maybe. I mean, if enemies are finding this one, if they really are going around the side here, then you can easily defend this one position with just a few soldiers, so it's not very viable to attack from this secret entrance if you have a guard down there, which you have. Going up here we can see finally a fort with wood or with walkable platforms that you can actually shoot enemies that are down there with the chronolations. Again, double chronolations, these things are too high up. These have the perfect height, but for some reason we also have arrow slits here and murder holes, which are faced horizontally. They should face down. But let's not think too hard about it. Nice little detail, we have a wooden beam here, possibly broken off stuff like this one was probably one walkway. A wooden beam. And I would imagine if you would run across this one to get fast over here, this one is going to see you and he should block you. Probably not the case, which is... it's not the case, but this is how I wish this would work. So you basically have to sneak over to them and then backstab this guy. Nice little hidden item here. I don't know why this beam even exists. It doesn't look like it connects to this part over there. Maybe this is a crane to lift up, a crane part to lift up stuff over here, because I don't see how these things are got up here. No one is going to carry crates, vases and things like these and barrels up a ladder. No one. Then let's continue. This tower has no door, which is bad because this tower is not accessible. Same thing with this tower, non-accessible tower. Let's actually have a look inside the tower itself because I can jump. Ah, looks nice. It looks quite nice. I don't have a look at the towers because first of all I probably would die. You could probably fall through that thing. And you can't walk up there, so why evaluating them, right? They're non-accessible, so they fail. Here's a missing door, there's a missing door. Enemy placements. Soldier, soldier, knight. Which is actually interesting. The soldier's not going to see or hear you. You can lure them down. You can actually lure this one down before this one even gets to see you, because he's walking to this position. So if you're hesitant, you're getting possibly punished, but if you see the situation directly, you can lure this one with the spear and shield down here, get rid of him, and then lure him down or over here so that this one isn't being aggroed, and you should have no problem at all. Broken off wall, I actually like that there is a wall here between two towers, which is quite well defendable, right? Then we have the only accessible tower over here. When we climb up this tower, we can actually see again that this one is a fake tower, because you can't even get onto the tower. You can actually get into the tower, but not on top of the tower, which is actually pretty bad. But this is a double tower, which leads to the smaller one, which has a teleporter, teleporting you, I don't know, maybe over here? I think over here. And it has chimneys for some reason. No reason at all, actually. Just a reuse asset. Then we have actually crenellations that are way too small. And with crenellations, arrow slits, and murder holes. Murder holes, again, are horizontal. They should go down so that you can throw and shoot your enemies. So you can throw stuff down there or shoot down there to enemies that are actually on the base of the tower itself. But having arrow slits and crenellations itself, both of them, makes no sense. It looks good, but makes no sense. Because you can't take cover here because there's an arrow slit. And, of course, this is not for cover. So, easy fix for this tower over here, let's put the light on the hip, is to make the elevation where we are right now a solid platform made out of wood, of stuff like this. Then make a little hole for this ladder, a trapdoor, and then on the ceiling put a trapdoor on the ceiling, maybe with a broken off ladder, or just indicating that you can actually get up the tower itself. This is just nice level design, so you're not dropping to your death and you can quickly get down. Quite unnecessary. Maybe make it so that there are more platforms here. Like one platform here with arrow slits on the side. One platform over here with arrow slits on the side, you know? Just fun little things like this. And then make it so that you can get on the ladder midway. If you know what I mean, like a continuous ladder, but you can, at certain points, you can get off to a different elevation, like don't have to go completely up or completely down. There's a middle ground, right? That would be great. Same with these towers, they should basically function like this tower over here. Then a interesting little part, you have to jump over here to gain access to the lever, which actually pulls up the gate itself. Why can I... What? Okay. And then we have this nonsensical little platform over here, which leads to an item that I've already picked up. And this item is just 10 mushrooms. So you've built this nonsensical platform, nonsensical because it's facing the outside, which is dangerous. Like, why? Again, this platform makes no sense. You have all of this just for 10 mushrooms. Like, what? Makes no sense. Weird level design. Then down here, can I actually... Nope. I die. Okay. Then we have here this... Oh. Come on. No. This thing that you can put in stones to drop onto your enemies. I'm convinced that this is not a sniper nest. Because it wouldn't make any sense. You can put on snipers on the walls itself. You don't need this little wooden thing. So it's probably there to put in logs or stones that you can then somehow release with a non-existent mechanism to kill enemies that come up these stairs. But you would probably, when there are big boulders inside, you would probably destroy the stairs together with the boulders. Then again, let's just imagine we are up here and we just drop down to this part. We were up here, then we can drop down to this part and go inside. And the inside is as disappointing as Fort Height. Because the walls and the platform that is up here indicate that there's so much more room, but for some reason they just put in this small room in here. Could indicate some, you could actually make this room bigger, put in a kitchen, or at least a fireplace so that you have a kitchen here. You could put in beds or some room where soldiers can sleep, but no, you've decided to make this a small ass room. So much lost potential. Just indicate some doors and it's fine. I mean, put some doors there that the player can't go through. Then we have this fellow over here, the Line Guardian, or whatever it's called. But for some reason there's no staircase, there's no ladder going up to this place over here. This makes no sense at all. How are you supposed to get up here? Drop down? Or use a ladder that is not here right now? Would be much easier to make it a little staircase, stone staircase, like in Fort Gael, for example. Then let's have a look at the courtyard. There are a few bones here, so just a few bones and just a few bodies. These are burned, I guess, because of the Scarlet Rot. Everything burned. Maybe the Lion Guardian ate some of them here, indicated by the bones. But he looks like he would actually swallow the bones, so maybe not. But let's have a look at the courtyard. It's interesting. We have this these wooden platforms or wooden constructs with animal hide on them, like leather. My god. With animal hides on them, but again, would be much more practical to put in these wooden structures like all around, so you can actually walk on them and they're not as cumbersome as this thing, or actually make the wall bigger, like that you have a more thicker wall, a thick wall where you can walk on top. So you can actually man these correlations. But this looks more interesting, right? Having these wooden constructs here makes it more visually appealing. But yeah, that's Fort Gael, whatever. Interesting. How would you pronounce it? Not that I know, but because it's hard to... it doesn't matter. Would you pronounce it Fort Gael, like this word over here? Because this is called, or this is pronounced jail cave, like a jail, just a old style of writing. But the name of the fort has an E instead of an O. So how would you pronounce it? Is it still pronounced jail? I would pronounce it jail. Or Gael? Fort Gael? I don't know. I keep saying Fort Gael because it sounds nice. So let's go over to the rating. And this video was short compared to my other videos. My god, I can't speak today. So I like the short styles. So how would I rate this thing? Level design wise, this is actually interesting because first we have to find a secret entrance. Then we have to do a little balancing sneak act over this thing. Potentially we have a jump part over there, getting access to this thing to this platform. We have to jump over there. Not necessary, but... And then we have night enemies or soldier enemies, and these are my favorite enemies. I'm not really a fan of bats and animal type enemies in this game, so I really like humanoid enemies, so I like the enemy placements in here. Not too much. We have like If you count the soldier outside, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 enemies in this whole area. 5 if you're not counting the soldier that is outside of the fort. So, not many enemies, but still great. The level design itself is also fun. With the balancing and all, the small platforms. And I like humanoids enemies. Then the level design is a bit weird, because you have this fort again, you don't have access to this room, there are missing doors, this room is way too small, no way up there, no real way up there with goods, so no staircase up there, you only have ladders, towers which make no sense, like weird crenellations, weird murder holes that are not working. But all that aside, from the outside, it looks pretty competent. Like the fort itself looks competent. Right? You have this biggest double tower thing over here. Then a good positioned, actually good tower positions itself. Just there's a missing tower. Like you could possibly put a tower here, which would also make sense. On the other side, not that much, because like on the opposite side here, not that much space. You have cliffs around here, so enemies only can come from here. So why would you put a tower on the other side, right? So rating system. How would I rate this thing? Level design wise is a 7. Or no, an 8. 7, 8. 8. 8 from a level design perspective. From a world design perspective, I would give it a 5 or 6. How would you rate this thing? This is actually my favorite fort. If I've rated Fort Gael better in world design, then I would still put Fort Gael after seeing this fort below Fort Gael, because Fort Gael currently is my favorite fort out of all of them. All 3 that I've looked at. So let me know your rating, and that's it from me. Goodbye.